deal with airplane peanuts.
What's going on, guys? Jake here from Joke World, doing another video today, reading your comments. The poll question for this one was, who would be the best comic to be stranded on an island with between Bobby Lee, Theo Von, Tim Dillon, Joe Rogan, and then other in comment. This poll had 28,000 votes, which is almost our entire audience, and almost 500 comments. So now I'm going to read each and every comment in order. No, I'm just kidding. I'm only going to read the funny ones. So when I posted this poll, I didn't really know what the goal of it was. Like, are you trying to survive on the island? Is it for your entertainment? And you guys kind of took that and ran with it. A lot of you went straight to cannibalism. Like, who are you going to eat? Who could eat you? A lot of you were trying to figure out who would taste the best, which honestly might be its own poll one day. And we'll get to all those comments too. But the number one comment on this poll was from Coochie Officer, which is a hilarious name. And he said, if you're Vietnamese, let's just say Theo isn't your best option. Which takes us to our first clip of Theo Von on the Joe Rogan Experience, basically explaining exactly what he'd do if his plane went down and was stranded on an island. So I think this clip will give us some good insight if you answered Theo, what you'd kind of be dealing with on this island. And let's hope you're not Vietnamese.
Man, I think about that kind of stuff. Like if a plane crashed, I already know I'm planning ahead, dude. I'd eat a Vietnamese guy.
Why?
Because that's easy. It's a starter move. If you attack somebody bigger, if you eat somebody bigger in front of other people, it's going to alarm people. But you
got to eat a small person, so stature is important.
I think if you gum down a Viet, people aren't going to be that upset at you.
Well, the Vietnamese people are going to be super upset. What are you talking about?
No,
Somebody's
okay.
dad.
Yeah, they're more understanding of things, dude.
Is this a character you're playing?
No. But if you eat a black lady and her family's there, they're going to be pissed.
So you think a Vietnamese person will let you slide?
I think that they'd be much more forgiving over a couple of day period.
I think
their relatives. You don't think so? Honestly.
Well, one thing, no, I don't think so. I definitely think they'd be super pissed at you, especially modernized ones. But what is interesting is like Vietnam is one of the few places where Americans can go back to Vietnam and they don't seem to hold any grudge at all.
Exhibit A. Exhibit A, man, honestly. Well, Asian people in general are just much more forgiving and understanding, it seems like. I feel like. I don't have much.
I think that's a giant generalization.
It probably is, you know. I mean, I did a fast for like 4 days, and then I was at the Best Buy, and I remember this Vietnamese guy was trying to help me out, and I couldn't even hear him. I was so hungry, and I couldn't.
You did a fast for 4 days?
Oh, dude, yeah.
What were you trying to prove?
I don't know, man. I was probably just dealing with some stuff, and I was just trying to find a different way to handle it, you know?
Right.
And then I remember this Vietnamese guy, and I remember thinking, if everybody turned the other way for a second, I could eat this young fella, you know? Ben. His name was Ben, actually, over there in Westwood. I'd never thought.
Oh, my God, it's so ridiculous.
But here's the thing. I'd never thought that before.
So you only thought you got to the verge of cannibalism after just 4 days?
Yeah.
Damn. How much weight did you lose?
I probably lost about 4 pounds, but pounds I needed too. You
wow.
know? But I got clear, man. I could hear, swear to God, y'all could hear somebody fold a piece of bread from 80 feet away, bro. I was so hungry, dude. I could hear a fucking skittle hit the cement across the street. I really could, man.
So if you pick Theo, you have about 4 days before he starts trying to eat you. Day 2, he's probably going to be a little hangry. Day 3, he might start, looking at you funny, start getting some seasoning set aside for you. Then day 4, especially if you're from Vietnam, that's going to be it for you. So I would take that into consideration when voting on this poll, for sure. See, I would probably think that Theo would be the front runner. The poll ended up 8% Bobby Lee, 35% Theo Von, 5% Tim Dillon, and then 48% for Joe Rogan. A lot of people base that off of they think Rogan would be the easiest to help you survive longer with more outdoor skills. I'm not really sure if that's even what we're going for. I was kind of basing it off who you want to hang out with the longest. From our second channel, I commented Rogan for survival, Tim for entertainment, Theo for companionship, and Bobby for food. Just because I think Rogan would be the best outdoorsman. I think Tim would be the most entertaining, just kind of sitting there ranting and raving at you, and it'd be fun to watch for a few days, maybe not the rest of your life. Personally, I'm not really trying to survive. If I ever was in a plane crash, stranded on an island, especially if I was with a professional comic, I think I would just kind of chill and be like, well, this is how it ends. Let me get a good 3-4 days out of this, maybe a week if I'm lucky. But I don't really want to be struggling for that long, like barely surviving. I think that I'd be cool just, chilling, treating it like a vacation until I kind of pass away that way. This guy says, yep, no one cares if you eat a little Asian person, especially if no one's around to see it. That's pretty funny. I definitely eat Rogan first. He's got the healthy fat, so he probably tastes like elk. Bobby would throw me right out of ketosis. Okay, I said Bobby for food because, one, for me, he'd be the easiest to kill. And two, I like Asian cuisine. But now that I think about it, his diet and his smoking, like this person said, it might be pretty gross to eat Bobby Lee. And I guess Joe probably would taste the best. This is weird. This guy said Rogan would drive everyone crazy after a certain time. Theo would be the easiest to work with. That's what I'm saying, but I don't even know if we're trying to work on anything. Like, I just want to relax. You know, Rogan would get hard to work with. I think he'd be very demanding of you as a partner in crime on this island. I think Theo might thrive in this environment. I think it might even remind him of his childhood. I think he could get together a bunch of obscure objects and put together some sort of raft that looks like it wouldn't work but could actually, you know, get us to safety. I think Theo is a really underrated person in surviving on this island. And I think clearly Bobby would be the worst pick. This guy said, anyone who says Stevie's brother has no self-preservation instinct. That's funny. Bobby would be the worst for surviving. He'd be very entertaining, but Bobby Lee and Bad Friends listeners will know why, which is this next clip of Bobby Lee explaining what he would do if he was in this situation. Plane crash, same situation as Theo. This is what you'd get out of Bobby.
On a deserted island, like you and I, let's say you and I are playing a plane crash. We're the only survivors. You and I end up on a deserted island.
Okay.
You wouldn't want, I would be the last person you'd want there.
Why? Because I would have to save
I'd
you?
go tribal real quick.
You'd try to kill me.
Yeah, like as soon as we got on the beach, you'd look up. I'd be completely naked with a spear,
Trying to
and
kill.
I'd have like some sort of like makeup on my face, and be like, and I'd just be
Speak
real
the language
tribal.
immediately?
Yeah, immediately. Yeah.
Wow.
And I'd be already like, you know, like in Return of the Jedi when they took Han Solo and they were in the rotisserie of the Ewoks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you'd be already in that. Yeah, I mean.
So you would kill me. You think you'd kill me? My whole thing is, I think, see, my scenario is we crash on an island. I have to gather and collect everything because you're laying down. You're you're finding a way to play Candy Crush on the sand, in the sand.
No, I would need to probably rest. Because I would, honestly, honestly, I would be like on the beach like this, and I'd be first probably sunburned as fuck.
See, I would,
and then I'd be looking up, and you're like chopping things down. And
I'd be climbing a tree getting coconuts.
Right? And I'd just be laying, and I would probably contemplating my life, like, why am I fucking on this island with this piece of shit?
See, after 2 days of no water and you not doing anything to try to get food for us, I would have one of those nightmares in the middle of the night where I grab a coconut and I smash it over your head. Because I think he's got protein. I can eat him without a doubt.
Yeah.
You know, I would see you and I'd go, because I'd lose a lot of weight really fast.
Because I knew that I would know that about you.
So
that's
you'd
why
try to
I
kill
would
me
already
first.
Yeah, I'd already have the spear ready to go.
Really?
Right up front.
But the moment I die, are you going to try to eat me?
I'd probably fuck you first.
Fuck me and then eat me?
Right when the body's warm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Still warm.
So you'd fuck me?
Because I probably won't have a warm hole for a very long time.
I can promise you that when I kill you, I won't eat you. Or I won't fuck you.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I wouldn't fuck you.
Would it be funny if I fucked you, ate you, and then I walked across to the island, there's a resort? And I'm just in Hawaii. You know what I mean?
You think
I'm
you're
like,
deserted?
oh shit, my bad.
You're just in Maui?
Yeah, I'm in Maui. And
Yeah.
then they're like, why is that naked guy with the spear, with the makeup?
Blood dripping from your mouth?
And just like, yeah.
Why does he have why does he have red hairs in his teeth?
That's what to expect out of Bobby. That would be fun, though. Well, not getting killed or eaten or him having sex with your dead body. But before that, it would be pretty fun. And I bet wherever you're going on the plane before it crashed would be fun. And it'd probably be fun beforehand. So maybe I'd pick Bobby. You also got to remember, you get a cool plane ride, you know, before this all happens. Rogan will find you some damn elk within the hour, probably be foraging some dang jalapenos. Sounds like Theo Von wrote that comment himself, actually. People picking Rogan for survival forgot where Theo grew up. Exactly. I think that he'd thrive in this situation. I'm telling you, he'd contract some sort of device. He'd be straight. We'd be fine. But also, I'd be fine if we didn't try to escape and if we were just chilling together. I think that'd be just as good because I don't want to do all the work to survive, dude. If my plane crashes, they got me. I'm dead. I'm happy to be on the island for a few more days anyway. So that's all just bonus time, really. You should have died in the plane crash. I don't want to escape. Joe Rogan, if you want to survive. Tim, if you want to experiment. We do forget that Tim is gay. Theo, if you want to relax, which is what I'm saying. And Bobby, if you want to test out being a cannibal. Okay, so that's pretty much almost exactly what I said. I feel like both Theo and Joe would be the first to resort to cannibalism. Yeah, 4 days with Theo. Tim would be, I think, the most likely to kill you. He seems like the most likely to just not care and just kill you. Like right away, even if he's not hungry. I think Tim would kill you even if he's not hungry, just because he had a chance to do it. If I was with Bobby, my first thought would be, we're dead for sure. That's what I think. This guy said Brendan Schaub just do the rest of the world a favor. Let's face it, Tim Dillon ain't going to make it. Bobby would have to die because he'd get too weird. I'd be worried about Theo eating me, but Joe probably knows some stuff, and he's definitely having more people looking for him. That's something I didn't realize. Well, all these people are pretty famous and would have people looking for him, but Joe would definitely be like on the news, like Joe Rogan on an island. But that's also taking the question a little too seriously. I feel like Rogan would go crazy quick and try to eat me. Nah, me and Theo would go look for a Vietnamese person together. That's funny. That's what I would want to do. Homer Simpson commented that, and that is my official take on the poll. Me and Theo finding the Vietnamese guy together. Joe would make you collect materials to make a sauna and ice bath while he's making kettlebells out of rocks. Theo on a deserted island. We're going to split this coconut or not, dog? That sounds like Joey Diaz to me, Slothman 710. Bobby Lee is the absolute worst option. Even with Tim, he would at least feed you for a while. Who do you think would be the easiest to kill, though? I think it'd be Bobby, and I think Joe would be the hardest. And then I just think Theo would probably be second hardest to kill just because he's in better shape. This is it. At least I know Theo would bring some water and toothbrush. Gang, gang. We got to pull up that clip. What's that clip?
Nervous that I'm not going to be needed anymore in the future, you know?
As a comic?
Yeah, sometimes as a comic I think about that, but also just as like a human.
Well, you'll be something. Whether or not needed is what you need. You know, I don't know if needed is what we all need. We think we need needed because we don't like to feel unneeded or unnecessary. So we
Right.
like to be desired. So we want to be needed.
Right.
Eventually, we're going to have to probably replace that with fulfilled. Replace that with joyful, with gratitude, with enjoying the experience. That's
Yeah.
that's a tough sell, too.
It just makes me nervous sometimes.
We're going into the Matrix, Theo Vaughn. We're going into the Matrix. What's happening?
I'm going to get my stuff first, though.
What would you bring? If I said, hey, dude, you can go in the Matrix, but you can bring 3 things.
I'd have to bring a picture of my family, and then I'd have to bring probably some water. I would.
You think you'd need water in the Matrix?
I'm not going to be the guy without it in there.
Imagine if you're the only one smart enough to bring water. You're like, well, everybody hold the fuck on.
Yeah.
I don't have enough water for all of us.
Yeah.
Come
why
on,
you-
Theo, I need some of that water. And you give it to someone there. And you're
No.
like fighting them, trying to get the water back. Like, fuck you, I'm taking the water.
A brother. Sound like a brother would drink all the water out of my grasp, man. I'd probably give it, and I would take a knife in there, like a small knife.
A small one.
Yeah. Or maybe a toothbrush. 'Cause, dude, you're the only person with a freaking nice grill in the Matrix. You're getting some puss, bro.
Ooh, you think you get pussy in the Matrix from having a nice grill?
I hope so, man. Or I don't know if I care about that. I don't want to be in there without some of my little bit of a creature comfort. Because if I'm feeling
Right.
uncomfortable while I'm there, because if I take my same feelings and I feel uncomfortable when I'm in this Matrix,
I understand.
then I don't want to not at least have like something to clean my teeth or to, maybe like a scarf or something to make me feel
right.
more comfortable.
I totally know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the dude in the Matrix. I mean, what were you taking there?
I would assume that physical objects would be useless. So I would just go.
Oh.
But the water might be a good idea.
The coolest thing about Theo Vaughn is that he's completely serious when he said that. And like Joe's laughing like it was a joke, and Theo just is looking at him like, I'm serious. Like he's being genuine. He wants to take water and a toothbrush because he doesn't want to be the only one without it. Now it's time for the horniest comment of the day, brought to us by Mo. He says, Annie L, for obvious reasons. I'll see myself out now. Thank you, Mo. Someone else said something like that, I think. Everything would be completely fine if Joe was there. Theo would be the funniest, and you might make it home on like a couple of turtles that were just being good turtle citizens, giving a couple brothers a ride. Tim would also be funny, and he'd have the most spectacular complaints, but you're for sure going to die. And Bobby dies within the first hour. I imagine he would just shit himself and pass out, and then get eaten by some weak animal that doesn't even eat meat. That's pretty much exactly how I feel about the situation. I think Theo might be able to get you home on some jank stuff that, you don't trust at first, but ends up working really well. I think that Joe would be so demanding of you, and you would get sick of it so fast, and he wouldn't be trying to crack jokes. I think the other 3 comics would be trying to crack jokes in this situation. I think Joe would be so serious, not even trying to like make you laugh, and but you would survive longer. So it's really just a give and take for what you're looking for. Unless you're Mo, then you know what you're looking for, and that's Annie Letterman. Joe Rogan, if the plan is to get off the island, but Theo, if you're permanently stuck on the island. So we're all on the same page. Pretty much all of us are thinking the exact same thing with this question, which is cool. Doug Stanhope, Burnt Kreischer. We have a runner-up for horniest comment of the day, which says Nikki Glazer for obvious reasons. That's not a bad way to look at it. If you're planning on not getting off the island, that's not a bad way to look at it. This guy said Joe Rogan's wife, which is next level. Next level horny by Scott Wall. She's not even a comic. At least other people picked some female comedians and tried to, still answer the question. Scott's just straight out of pocket with that one. That's funny. Tommy Buns, Burton Tom, Shane Gillis. It's really a mixed bag for the other, but Joey Diaz is definitely leading. If Bear Grylls made a knock-knock joke, does that count? Trying to get home ASAP. Me and Joe Rogan hunting, fishing, working out, getting high. This guy is having a fantasy land in his head right now about just spending the summer with Joe on the island. Everyone says Joe would eat them. I did not think about it like that. Justin Schwartz said, I'll take Esther P, Annie L, and Sarah S because I ain't no homo. That's another way to look at it. People have a few different ways of looking at this. So I think we're pretty much all on the same page here. We know what we're going to get out of every guy. I really underestimated how much my audience thinks about eating comedians or comedians eating them, so I'll take that into consideration in future polls. Make sure you go check out the community section on our channel to vote and comment on these polls in the future if you want to be featured in a future video. Thanks for subscribing and liking and watching this whole video. I really appreciate it. This is a fun thing for me to do, make these videos. So, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. We got some good stuff coming up this month for you guys. Make sure to stick around, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks.